vlog is going to be slightly different from other weeks. It's going to be a sort of video diary, so to speak, of the important part of this week, which of course has been the preparation and the topic of conversation within our family for the last 2 years. That's the wedding of my sister. My job, of course, is to record and make the video and things like that. So at each step of the way we'll be having a short little conversation like this. This is the morning of the wedding, very early in the morning, about 7 o'clock to be honest, so that's not that early. I have the day off work, and I'm about to leave for my my nan, which is where all my wedding stuff and things like that are. I'm going to get some breakfast on the way. I'm having breakfast at almost every place I stop at this morning because, of course, we're not going to get to eat until about 4 o'clock, officially until about 4 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm eating on the way. I'm eating probably at my nan's, and I'm probably eating at my mum's as well, just to make sure that I don't go hungry between that time and when we have the meal at the reception. So without further ado, I need to crack on. Okay, so it's 7:45, and already I've run into 3 quite major problems. The first problem is that my camera battery, which is the usual one I use, I have 3, is telling me that it's only half charged, which is absolute bollocks, considering I charged it and overcharged it and charged it again. Don't know if it'll hold out, so I may just be reliant on my new batteries, which is a bugger. The other thing is that my tripod seems to have broken. Thankfully, it's broken in the open position rather than the closed position. One of the legs is extended and I can't seem to fold it back up again. I think it probably got damaged in one of the journeys in the car yesterday when it was banging around. And the final thing is that I can't find a Greggs Open, which is bizarre because it's nearly 8 o'clock, and when I worked there they were open for business by about, well, 7:30. So anyway, I'm now hunting for breakfast before going round to my nan's, and I've got to be quick, otherwise, you know. So there we are. Not a brilliant start. Let's hope things get better. Oh, right, so I've managed to find somewhere to eat something, and then I discovered just now that I have forgot to bring my reading along with me. You know, the reading that I'm going to get up and do in church. So now I'm having to rush back to pick it up, to then rush round to nan's. So I'm going to have to text her and say that I'm going to be a little late. Still, I suppose it's better to discover that now than when I come to the lectern and find there's nothing there. Right, people, we had breakfast, we had toast, and we had Special K, and I want to just show you what I'm wearing. It's not brilliant light to show you, and I don't know if I can turn on the light and it'll be any better. Not much. Here is my white shirt. Now, it might look a bit crinkly to you. If I can possibly zoom in, you can see its pattern. Can you see the pattern? I don't know. No, not really. But there is a pattern on that. So that's going to be the shirt. Then if we open this, you'll be able to see what I'm wearing underneath. Sorry, in fact, what I'm wearing over the top. So this is the suit. You can see the colour. It is actually a light grey. Get that out for you. A little bit like that. There we are. And this thing that looks like it's this pattern thing. This is my waistcoat. Yes, I do look a little bit like a tin of baked beans, but there we are.
And I think that's about it, isn't it? Oh, there's my tie. Can you see my tie in there? It's rather snazzy, isn't it? So that's what I shall be wearing. But I'm going to have a shower and get ready first. So now you can start to see a little bit what I look like. Not very well, I'm looking in the mirror, but this is my rather nice tie. Just about, can't quite get that central, but there we are. Just about ready to put on my waistcoat. So this is where I transform from fantastic, if not slightly obese, character in a shirt and tie into looking like a can of baked beans. See what I mean? Actually, it's not quite as bad in this sort of light because the purple doesn't show up, so it just looks like I'm wearing sort of silver on top of white. But this is actually purple. It's rather nice, but it does make me feel a little bit like a can of baked beans. So now I'm going to put my I've got a split down the middle of my face there. My top on, my blazer, and then I shall be almost complete. Okay, so the time is now 10 o'clock. I have got to, you can see what I'm wearing now. This is like a little overall that stops anything I eat or drink from falling on my sort of suit. Everything else is underneath, you see. Good thinking from Mother there. Round here, taking photos. They're not as far on in getting ready as I thought they would be. I suppose that's alright, the wedding's not till half 12 and it's only 10 o'clock now, but I've taken some photos and some stills, and that's what I shall be doing for the next hour, sort of hovering around, catching photos, and then the next stage will be to go to the church after that. Welcome to Christchurch on the Stray for my sister's wedding today. I'm here, the time is, you can probably see on the clock there, it's about 11:05, which is just alright, and we're a bit in advance. Now I want to start getting set up. Hopefully it's open. You see the west door there, there's two west doors either side of the tower. She's coming out of this one, and they have actually said that I can stand on top of the grave there and film from on high. I'm not quite sure how happy I am with doing that. I'm a bit funny with sort of walking on people's graves, but the verger did assure me that the person in the grave wouldn't mind. Very funny. It's poor William Cardale, who I'll probably be standing on later. Oh well. Right, I have about finished doing the still photography in the church before the wedding, and as you can see, the flowers have already arrived. Here they are. I was able to witness him setting them up. Beautiful little poses. A posy for Rosie. So we're... Right people, so we're now at Allerton Castle. Now, I don't know much about Allerton Castle. I'm going to try and get a history of the place. I did hear that what happened was it was some sort of wooden structure that burnt down and was rebuilt by an American investor who now owns it. I have no idea why a castle would be built on this site to begin with, but there was the nursery rhyme, the Grand Old Duke of York, who had 10,000 men, marched them up the hill and marched them down again, is supposed to relate to the hill that this castle is built upon. So whether it had something to do with the Duke of York's dwelling at some point, I don't know. I haven't got much footage of the outside, unfortunately, but oh my god, Rosie and Tom are still in the car. Were you planning on coming out? Are they planning on staying there?
No, they're just waiting for the photographer.
Oh, right. So there we are. I don't know if I can possibly zoom them in. They're waiting for the photographer, you see. can start to see the scale of the place. It's absolutely gigantic. It's also very dark, so taking pictures are going to be not so easy, but it's the door through which we come. And so here am I finally in the grounds of Allerton Castle, and it's coming up to about 8:15 in the evening. We had the reception here, we've had the meal, we've had the speech. The speech went on for about an hour and a half, which was more than I thought they would be, which is a tiny bit of a problem if you're filming, because of course I made a terrible discovery, and that is that first, the lithium battery in this camera is specific to this camera, which means that the other two lithium batteries I've got will not fit in the camera space in this battery. Equally, the lithium battery for this one won't work in my other camera. That's fine, except that assuming that I could charge all three and all three would work in each camera, I only bought the charger for this particular model, and so only this particular one I've been able to charge, which means I've had to charge and recharge and recharge, and even then I wasn't sure I'd get all the speeches in. Thankfully, I have managed to get all the speeches. I think I lost about 2 minutes of the groom's speech. That was because, for some reason, this camera was saying card error, card error, card error. I managed to get that sorted. Heaven help me if it's corrupted the files though, because obviously this is quite an important day. So this castle here, this is the ground, and if you look over there you can see what's left of the burnt out shell that was never rebuilt. I think this place burned down quite a few years and was rebuilt, you see. Not sure how much of the exterior I think is more or less original. It's the interior that I think was rebuilt. Lots of the wooden structures. Anyway, beautiful day. Cool, but nice and sunny and bright. It did rain a tad bit this morning, but only ever so slightly before the wedding. There was wind this morning, which we needed, which happened just when we needed. So, other than that, it's all been all right. Now, very shortly, the first dance will take place, and then it will be dancing for the rest of the night. And we've got about maybe 3 hours left before we all finish. And then I have a sleepover to attend.
He's done an awesome job there.
You what, sorry?
He's done an awesome job there, thank you.
Well, wait till you see the video before you say that. You never know.
Even the reading on its own was pretty impressive.
You what, sorry?
Even the reading on its own was pretty impressive.
Oh, did you enjoy it?